What just happened? Why is that up? Why are you breaking stuff, man?
I didn't do it. It's the user error.
What was I doing? I'm like, oh, wait.
You're sending a tweet before we go live.
I was aiming to take a picture, but that's not gonna work out.
I'm over here all off camera.
And I'm like trying to do it with my cell phone, trying to take a picture of another monitor is not gonna work.
I don't know if I'm gonna get her done tonight. We'll see.
I probably am not gonna finish this one either, but I will get as far as I can.
I've been trying to better myself
Mm-hmm.
with painting, and I've been painting with a few like professional painters, and the one Josh, he's just like, bro, you got to slow down.
Slow down, man.
Well, it's
Are you like
it's
rushing, or like?
no, it's just if you slow down, you can if you like slow yourself down, like your pace down, it's because it's like thinking about it more like, yeah, you can sprint and get a good result, but you can also just run the damn marathon
Yeah.
and get a better result. So it's kind of like that work adage of you want it good, fast, or cheap. you know and it's like if you're aiming for good, then don't rush. If you want it fast, then cool, do it fast. Are we the live?
We're the live.
We're the live.
We're live. We took a picture.
Ooh, Monument even gave you a little thingy for the bottom corner.
Oh yeah, they were fantastic. Jordan over there, he approved everything. So we have an entire glossary of logos and stuff that we can use and utilize. We could also find
Jordan's the
products.
owner, correct?
I believe so. We can also find like products on the store that we
Mm-hmm.
want to fully like endorse and like promote, and it'll generate a specific code for us for that specific product.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
You didn't tell him I was involved, did you?
I we're a group.
No,
We're all
that's fine.
together.
No, 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 that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I approached him for support for just what we're doing, with the mindful
Yep.
painting nights as well as the tabletop inclusion kit. And they're very interested. They definitely want to do something for the tabletop inclusion kit,
Nice.
and they are just asking. He's just asking. What we kind of had in mind. For that. Like what do you where do you what would you like us to do to help out with that?
It would really help me if you gave me all of the paint.
All the paint
All the
for
paint.
free. No. Yeah, don't think that's gonna work. But they do have a set that you can purchase for like, I think it's like
Yeah,
two
they have
hundred
the one,
bucks.
the basic set that's like $100, and then they have like the full set of like all 69 colors for like 250. I was looking at it earlier.
I was as well. But I have a really nice set. I got one of the starter sets. So the first model I ever painted was a Saint 14 from the Destiny franchise.
Okay.
And it was like a big model. And the paint that I used for it predominantly was the Pro Acrylic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie, it works really well. Like it spreads
Yeah,
really, really well.
yeah, it's some good stuff.
It really is. And I like it. The Citadel paints, I found out that they're kind of cumbersome a little bit. And some of the other paints separate very quickly, I'm noticing.
So that's you're always gonna have paints that separate. That's why
Right.
like you might be hearing my vortex mixer right now. Like you're always gonna have that, regardless of the paint brand. I have like I have Turbo Dork stuff here that's separated. I have Colorfish, Cuttlefish stuff that's separated. I have some Pro Acryl stuff that's separated. I have AK stuff that's separated. Vallejo stuff that's separated. You're not really escaping the separation. It's just what happens when you let the paint sit, right? The different chemicals kind of like split themselves a little bit. Kind of like you let a jar of peanut butter sit for a while. The oil rises to like the top. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that same deal. Um, but
Gotcha. Gotcha. No,
it's
that
not
makes sense.
it's not a huge deal, but some people are like freak out. But it's also why I have a vortex mixer because I'm like, lazy, I guess, and I don't want to sit here and shake it forever.
I'm not gonna
Because
lie.
some paint,
I talked to my my God, what the hell? Local shop about vortex mixers. And like, no, we don't have one, but I mean, if you're interested, we can get one in for you. I'm like, you go ahead and do that, Austin. You hook me up, and I will. You just text me and tell me when it's in, and I'll be in for it.
yeah,
Because I do see the benefits of it. I mean, it is definitely worth its weight in gold in my eyes.
I have a Lab Genius one. That's the brand. Because they're more commonly found in like laboratories, right? To like mix vials of
Right.
stuff.
Wizards
Um,
salute potions.
yeah, basically. Um, so yeah, I have like a lab quality one, but I'm curious to see what they get you at the shop because I've never seen one at a hobby shop.
Um, 64 is what they were looking at.
The brand?
No, I don't know what brand it was, but it was $64 is what the one that they found through their distributor.
Gotcha.
So when it comes in, I will let you know.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, I like them a lot. Like I am going to be bringing. I like them so much that I have a travel one that I will be taking with me to PAX. Because I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not handshaking anything. I'm a spoiled brat now.
You brat, you. No.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah. And I'm allowed. I'm wearing this fucking damn beard. I can't blow through it.
I mean,
Oh. Oh. That makes sense that
ooh,
there's a seal underneath each one of these. Okay. Never mind. So I'm
No,
gonna
but yeah,
try. Oh,
I'm
sorry.
a brat with it, and I don't care. It was like one of the first things I got, like one of the first nice things I got myself when I was painting, and I've had the same one for years.
Oh, you got a
And it's
couple
just
different ones, don't you?
vortex mixers.
Yeah, I thought you had like two.
I have two. Yeah, I have the travel one, and then I have my good one that stays on my
Oh,
desk.
gotcha. Is this a
But
seal
yeah,
that's supposed to be in there? I guess it is. So I'm going to be attempting to paint. Um, I'm going to take a pause on the pumpkin guy. I'll work on him a little bit more later on.
okay.
I want to do a spooky one just for the holiday season. Keep the spookiness going. So I'm going to do this monster guy, this tentacle monster guy.
Tentacle monster guy.
Yeah, I know it's
Where is he?
incredibly. It's from WizKids. It's one of their models.
Oh, so is it like tentacle on the face, or is it a
No, it's
or is it a
it's got no
monster?
eyes. It's a monster. It's got
Let
no
me see.
eyes. It's got no eyes. It's got three legs, it looks like, and then three tentacles on its back.
Three tentacles on its back.
Yeah, and a giant maw. It started with a D. I lost the paper for it when I was moving everything around.
I'm trying to think now.
But I have my nice rack of pro acrylic paints right over here. The rack I got from Game Envy. The bottles fit
Mm-hmm.
perfectly for it.
Nice.
So it actually worked out really well. And actually, I have a second set of pro acrylic coming. It was supposed to be delivered today, along with a couple of their brushes and a mug and all sorts of
The
stuff.
same, the same set or
No, a
addition?
different set. They have a different expansion. So they have like a starter one.
Oh yeah.
Then they have multiple ones after that. So I got the starter one, and I also just every like week or two, I'm purchasing another expansion, just to keep it going, just so I can get a whole set. I mean, I have
Nice.
quite a nice set right now, so I'm going to be trying to do this. I'm going to be doing this guy in all the pro acrylic colors I have, which is pretty much like a rainbow with a few different hues here and there. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how he turns out, because I don't think he's going to be quite what people expect him to, but I want to use these paints.
It's not a displacer beast, is it?
No, I don't think it is. Let me Google it real quick.
Like, is it looks like? Does it look like almost like a panther?
No. Monsters.
I'm trying to think of what it could be. You said started with a D.
I believe so. Open Sesame. Yeah, it's not the Panther one. I see the one you're thinking of.
It's not the you go whatever.
That might be it.
Wait,
I'm gonna spend
'cause
more time trying to look for it.
'cause that's a pretty hefty boy that has tentacles as well.
He's a big boy. Oh, you wanted me to hold it up to this camera? Oh, Here.
Yeah, yeah. That's the shit. What's it called?
Yuga. Guga.
You gonna Google it so I can
You gonna
think of it.
Google it. You gonna Google it, not me. So I'm gonna do this guy in
Ivy, you
kind of a. I'm gonna do a kind of a wash
Ugalith,
on him.
right? Ugalith? No.
Now I've been watching a lot of miniature painters lately, and I
Yeah.
love the new category and everything for miniature painting.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it real nice and easy to find some. But I was watching a lot of the monument hobby guys paint, and real
Mm-hmm.
awesome, chill environment. I dig it, and but they use a lot of airbrushes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I don't have an airbrush, so I can't like mimic that same kind of technique that they're doing.
Look at my screen. It's this guy.
Yeah, except his
O
teeth are
T
way bigger.
U Otyugh. I don't know how the heck you say that.
Put copy and paste the name and put that in Google and say, pronounce this. That's what I do
They
usually.
don't. Sometimes D&D Beyond is like, oh, they do have it. Let's see. Let's see if you can pick it up. If I can pick it up on the microphone.
Odiak.
Odiak?
Odiak.
Odiak. That sounds about right.
Odiak.
Yeah. Odiak. Sure.
Odiak.
If you say so.
Odiakak.
Sometimes I wonder where they get the creatures from. I know some of it is like real, like lore from like the world, like
Oh, like
fairies and
mythos
stuff
and
are
everything?
from. Yeah, like
Yo, Nate.
fairies are actually
Thank you
from
so
like
much for the sub,
Ireland.
bud. Oh, yeah. I 100%, can see that. I mean, you got to be able to pull from, there's so much mythology in the world.
Right.
So utilizing it is not crazy at all. I mean, dragons.
Right.
That's an interesting topic right there in a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah.
Just for the sheer fact that, Nate, I think I let my hair and beard go. It's very interesting topic to me, just for the fact that dragons are seen in so many different civilizations throughout
Yeah.
time and
Yeah.
like continents, that these people never had any communication with one another whatsoever, yet they share the common beast of a dragon in their kind of mythology. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, there had to have been something at one point in time that was a dragon or a creature like a dragon, and it just died off like the dodo. But we
Right.
have no written record of it. Like, it's just depicted in, myths and legends.
Well, and like what's crazy about it too is like, one could argue, well, there was trade routes and this, that, and the other, but then at the same time, it's like, okay, but if they were all talking about it together, the artwork wouldn't be varied.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's my argument back is like the Japanese artwork
I
of
was just
dragon
thinking that.
and Chinese artwork of dragon versus like European artwork of dragon.
Even South America.
Yeah, versus South American, they're all very different artistic styles, but not just different styles, but like different body shapes, right?
Yeah, like the
Like,
Chinese, Japanese were more of a serpent. Like
yes.
very
Well,
snake-like body.
same with like Mayan. Theirs was also very serpent.
And then you have
But then
European, which is more like a wyvern type body.
yeah.
Actually, I got to show you. Okay, give me a second. The sensory items for the inclusion kit came in. I gotta grab one. Oh god, it's
yeah.
stuck in my hair. Oh my god, I pulled hair out. That's gonna leave a mark. I'll be right back. Hold the
Pull
phone.
real hair out or just like the fake hair out?
Shit.
I guess he walked away. I'm just gonna sit here and chill and paint. Continue
Oh,
to
yeah.
paint my little person.
Oh, my hat is falling off. Oh my god, what an adventure. Whew. I had to go long
That's why you
and
should've
far
sent
for the
hobbits to do
journey
it for you.
ahead. But I made it back. I said, you shall not pass, and I said, screw that, get out of my way. I'm old.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, I saw an interesting thing the other day.
What's that?
That I saw an interesting take on Lord of the Rings the other day,
Oh, yeah? So, here...
where they were saying, and kind of rightfully so, Gimli was the only character in Lord of the Rings that tried to actually destroy the ring.
Gimli did, huh? So, here's... I'm gonna... Oh, I'm gonna hold
Because
it
at the
up.
beginning of the first one, he pulls out his hammer and tries to smash the ring, and it shatters.
Oh,
his
yeah,
hammer.
that's right. This is what one of the sensory items in the tabletop inclusion kit are. They are a baby wyvern 3D printed fidget.
That's
they're
so
about
cute.
3 inches long, and the arms, the wings articulate, the body articulate. They're all flexible, and they're great for fidgeting. They have a few different textures on them, but the cool thing is, I had him do every different color that they offer. So there's some that are solid colors. There's some that are like purple with like a little hue to them. We have orange, black, pink, purple, all sorts of different colors. And they're going to be inside the tabletop inclusion kits as one of the sensory
Nice.
items. Yep. It's going to be fantastic. I got a nice little big bag right here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool to, include those. And what else? We're waiting on a write-up from Monument Hobbies
Okay.
for inclusion for like paints and stuff like that.
Okay.
But also a write-up from our friends over at Geek Therapeutics. Dr. Bean is going to write something up to add into it as well, which is going to, I believe it's socialization in tabletop to help boost that. But also a promo for their stuff, for like their continued education programs and stuff. I sent him a text and I'm like, hey, would you guys, like to be included on this? We could put a nice promo in for Geek Therapeutics, which we've done in the past many times, and we promote them, on our channels and on the site and stuff, and
Sure.
work on projects together. They're one of our partnered organizations. He's like, yeah, sure. When's the deadline? I'm like, what shows are you doing right now? They just got done with New York City Comic Con. I'm like, if you can get it to me by the second week of November, we'll be good. Because I will be up at HellCon the week after next for HellCon up in Nova Scotia. And then I will be at Unplugged. HellCon is one of the largest, if not the largest, fan expo in Canada. And it is
Are you
held...
saying hell or Hal?
Hell. It's hard to pronounce in this thing, okay? I can't sound my words out because the beard's over my lips.
Girl, you have a
Girl!
beard normally.
I know. But I had to go for the full effect, man. I had to go for it. I'm going to change out of this here in a little bit. I'm going to
It's
throw
hail, as in like a weather
HAL.
thing? Oh, HAL. Like the HAL 9000.
Yeah. HowCon.
The
Hell,
creepiest
Hal.
robot ever in a movie.
Yep, and it's actually quite a large show. But we have a table, we have a booth there, so we will have. It'll be the first time that we've gone internationally, outside the United States, and we're bringing mental health kits and resources and stuff to everybody at the show. It'll be good.
Nice.
And our proposal is in the final stages for hosting the not one quiet room, but both the quiet rooms and a booth at MegaCon in February down in Orlando.
Ooh,
So
that'll be fun.
It will. We will actually have
When
to
in
bring
February?
6th through the 10th, I believe. 6th through the 9th. We'll actually have to bring in quite a large team to do that one, just because it's 2 quiet rooms and a booth. So that's going to be quite a endeavor.
I was just curious because my birthday is in February.
When?
February 3rd.
I'm February 27th.
Oh, you got the other end of the month.
I do. I'm bringing in the
and
rear.
then I was like wondering if it's going to overlap with like Super Bowl.
No, I don't believe so. I think it's the week after the Super Bowl. Because usually
No,
the Super Bowl is the first weekend of February.
They added another week to the NFL season, so it got pushed back because the Super Bowl used to sometimes end up on my birthday. Like the Patriots, I'm a Pats fan. Sorry, not sorry. The one year they won was actually on my birthday,
Ah.
but now the Super Bowl is like the week after or something because they added another season. Not another season. Another week to the season.
I'll Google it here in a second. But it should be pretty good no matter what. So they actually just emailed and asked if we could do, because originally we were supposed to just do one room is what the proposal
Right.
was. And then they came back and asked if we could do both. And it's like,
Nice.
yeah, we'll have to bring additional people in for it because, I mean, that's a large undertaking.
Sure.
So we don't want to bite off more than we can chew. So I had to run it by Matt and Dr. Williams and the advisory board and get their feedback and everything. And everybody's saying yes. Unfortunately, I had to bug Matt while he was on vacation in Amsterdam. So
Yo.
It's
you gotta
like-
be careful going through security on the way back.
yeah, that'll be a trip. Pun intended. No, it's good. He's been doing a lot of traveling lately, which is
Nice.
great. It's good
Yeah.
for him. I mean,
Yeah,
I think he was
traveling's-
just they are they're Disney adults. They go to
Ah.
Disney every year, so he was down there, I believe, a month ago, and then a month later he's in Amsterdam. Last year they were in Iceland. They went and walked the glaciers and stuff.
That's
Really cool stuff. Yeah, dude. The pictures were amazing to see.
I want to go to Iceland to see
It's gorgeous.
the aurora.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then also they have a big Viking museum that actually has like a legitimate
Longboat?
Viking longship in it.
Oh, yeah, dude. That would be cool.
And I'm like, yes, I want to see that so bad.
See, I went to, if you go down to the Caribbean, to Nassau, the pirate museum is there. Like the legitimate pirates museum of the, Bahamas.
Right.
And they actually have an actual pirate ship that they pulled up from the freaking floor of the freaking ocean and put
Right.
in this museum, and you can actually walk through it, and it's something like almost out of Disney because they put the whole boat in there, and it is they put it on like a dock at nighttime. So it's like 100 degrees outside and blazing sun down on you. Yet you walk in, and all of a sudden it's like you're transported to the pier, the docks of the Nassau, Bahamas in 17 whatever, and you walk
That's cool.
through the ship, the actual ship, and you see like they cut open the belly of it, like where it was scuttled.
Right.
You walk through that, and you see how they actually lived on the ship. Oh my God, how they performed surgery, all sorts of stuff, where they slept, how they slept, where they stored
cool.
everything. It was really, really cool. My wife didn't want to like initially do it. She was game for it, but she was like, "Really, you want to go to a freaking museum?" It's like, yeah.
Yes.
Also, Tortuga rum is delicious. It's probably my favorite rum in the world. It is super. It's a very sweet rum, but they make the rum cake right there too, and I brought back like 4 or 5 freaking loaves of that. It was so good, and I was limited to only 3 bottles of rum. Yo, Florymead, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome.
I think I need to refresh my Twitch page because I'm not seeing anything in chat if there's chat.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't seen anything in chat either. But welcome. I am the wizard known as Joe. Welcome. We are Guardians Mental Health. If you're not aware, my name is Joe. I'm the executive director. With me is our ambassador and magician painter, MageBrush. Joining us tonight.
Appropriate name, eh?
Hey, very appropriate. We are doing a mindful painting night. Just kind of a chill night, painting together. Kind of boosting a little bit of the art therapy. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. A few different aspects of it, but we are a 501c3 nonprofit focused on spreading mental health awareness throughout the gaming space, as well as striving to boost accessibility to meaningful resources in safe and inclusive atmospheres. And we do that through several different programs we have in-house, from our mental health kits to our resource library and bot system that is utilized by over 412,000 people worldwide, and our mental health kit program and programs like this to promote, self-care and well-being throughout the gaming space. So welcome. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to do this dude's teeth, but I did a dark green layer for a base on them. I don't know where to go next. Let's see. Guess I'll go into
teeth?
The teeth have been a project of mine for a little while now. Put a little red on his mouth and see.
You don't have it down with all the mimics you've been doing?
No, believe it or not, it's still like a work in progress. But I was gonna have you help me with maybe a few a technique. Like maybe we'll focus on a specific thing each time.
Sure.
To try and just kind of get a little bit more insight and something that we can all practice at home on.
Sure.
A little knowledge and stuff like that. So we'll talk a little bit about self-care and stuff, and then we'll go into something beneficial for everybody, like a technique. Probably doing this guy's jowl in this red was probably not the best bet, but I'm going to do it anyways, because
I've been working on the technique of layering. That's pretty much what you're going to see
Yes.
a lot of people do. It just requires steady hand and proper thinning of paint.
yes. That is something I want to work on as well, too, is the layering. Layering. That's what you see a lot of people say, don't rush the process and do just one thick layer and move on from it. Build up. And people will sometimes bring up, this one specifically, is got 7 layers on it, you know. And that's just for one color, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't worry about the layer count so much as the effect that you're getting. You know, that's the important part, is to get the effect that you need. Right? So like the pants on her, I did that in like 4 layers, I believe. The jacket was 3. So like that's what I mean. You know, it's like depending on the paints you're using can will also dictate how many layers you need. You know, like I have enough grays to where pre-mixed that I can just go in and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
Where if you don't have the grays, then you're going to have to basically, you know, mix your own grays to get up to that point, right? So it's not always.
But you could do something as much as like just using water to dilute, right? You could dilute the paint down to help just layer.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I was just saying, you know, I wouldn't sit and be like, I need to do X amount of layers. That's all I was getting at.
Ah, gotcha.
Like, it's not a specific count, you know what I mean? It's more you want to get the look that you need. And achieving that look might be a few different layers. And it might require some back and forth, which is also okay.
Yeah. Well, Flory, you paint miniatures too? Very cool. It is very relaxing after a long day.
Yeah.
It really is.
Agreed. Yeah. I know I've said this before, but, you know, it's to the point where my therapist literally is like, have you painted today? And, like, she texted me earlier to be like, you need to paint today.
Well, it's great for so many different uses for self-care.
Yeah.
So it is a very fun, rewarding. Oh, my camera froze. I unplug it and then plug it back in.
For me, it's more. For me, it's more like things will happen in life as they do, and then the negative like narrative starts going through the brain, right? And you start hearing that over and over in your own brain because your brain's lying to you. And doing this kind of for me at least, kind of quiets the brain down because you're doing something very different. So you're not like ruminating over like, oh, that person did XYZ to me at work today, or, you know, you're not ruminating over that. You're not, you know, thinking about, you know, whatever else issue you might be having. Not that the issue is, you know, gonna go away or be bad, but it just helps me kind of like turn the page, if you will. And like refocus onto something different. So, and like almost like clears my head. Because it lets me do something different for a little while.
I think a lot of people can relate to that.
And it's, you know, it's all hobby. It's not just this. It can also be gardening. It could be.
Oh, absolutely. And it's always good to have more than one thing in your toolkit because, you know, a miniature painting, like say if that's your like go-to, isn't gonna work every time. That's why we always stress when you're putting together your own self care toolkit, to have a variety of choices to pull from, because it may not work all the time for you, and it might become more stressful than relaxing. So definitely, do yourself a favor and have multiple things. Like, even like you said, gardening. It's a great way because you get your hands in the soil, in the dirt and everything, and you're outside getting fresh air. And if it's during the day, you're getting that vitamin D, which is so good for you. From the sunlight, and you're becoming one with nature, essentially. Even going for a walk. Go for a walk. That's one of mine. I will walk around the block a couple times to clear my head, get some fresh air, get outside, and really try and clear my mind. And miniature painting does that for me a lot of times, where it'll help me clear my mind, because it helps improve my concentration. Like, if my mind is constantly racing, it requires attention to detail, especially painting miniatures, because they're so small. They're so small, so it really takes that attention to detail, which really can enhance your concentration and attention span over time. Because it takes you don't want to. You can rush through it if you want and just paint, or you can take your time. And I'm finding that I'm not finishing a lot of miniatures all in one night on like a 3-hour session. I'm coming back, and I'm averaging about 6 to 8 hours per miniature, and that's, in my eyes, I'm getting the most bang for my buck, because miniatures are not cheap.
Laurelmead, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, said that he works therapeutically with kids and got one to soften up by letting them paint a mini during a session, which is awesome.
That is fantastic to hear.
Yeah. It works, man.
And plus, gaming in general. I know a lot of therapists and mental health professionals on our team here at Gurney's Mental Health that utilize gaming in positive ways, but also that relation to build relationships and to make clients feel more comfortable. Our program director is a clinical psychologist. He's a licensed psychologist. He has pictures on his wall in his office of different franchises. So it'll be like Pokemon, Final Fantasy, Destiny, this, that, and it can help be a conversation starter and let somebody relax and begin to open up. You got that painting of Final Fantasy. What's that all about? Oh yeah, I played Final Fantasy since I was 8 years old. My favorite is this one. Do you play Final Fantasy? Going to therapy, you don't have to talk about your problems if you don't want to immediately. You want to create that comfortable environment, build that rapport. And if you talk about video games 2 or 3 or 4 sessions, that's fine, because the person is opening up. They're sharing their experiences and you're bonding together. And eventually, they'll open up about something, which is great. Yeah. And it's a breakthrough. And then you reach the next step, of the journey, and it's fantastic to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my therapist, I joke with her that she's stuck with me, and it's because I'm originally from New England, and so is she, and we grew up very similar, right? So we have that in common. We both like the Bruins and whatnot. So I'm like, girl, you stuck with me now,
girl.
I'm like, buckle up.
I think I'm going to do a flesh tone on the outside jowls of this guy. And I'm going to have to dive into a different color. Maybe I can blend some of this bright ivory.
Oh, that's awesome. sorry, I'm reading that he got a 3D printer. What one did you get? Just out of my own morbid curiosity. I have a Elegoo Saturn. Oh, the Elegoo Saturn 4. Nice. I think that's what I have.
I don't know what any of that means, you two. No.
I have the 12K. So Elegoo is a brand.
Did I open this?
The Saturn. So Elegoo as a brand has named all their products after planets.
Ah, makes
So
sense.
the small printer is Mars, because now that Pluto's a celestial dwarf, Mars is this. I think Mars is the smallest planet. Or is
I
it
thought they
Mercury?
changed that back.
Did they change that
I
back?
thought they retracted that
Whatever.
because people were so worked up over it.
Oh.
Regardless.
Regardless, the one of their bigger printers, the next size up is the Saturn, and then they also have, I think they have an even bigger one called the Jupiter. I want to say Mercury's their cleaning station.
Hey, Panda. How are you?
Let's see if I can't make some rose gold here.
I
With
need.
a little bit of pink, a little bit of copper, and some bright gold.
I'm gonna mix some of this bright ivory with some of this golden brown, and I'm gonna see if I can get like kind of like a flesh tone for the jowls around its mouth. And then I'm gonna try and work on the teeth a little bit, but I might have to tap into a different color palette for that, because I'm used to working with 3 different colors for that. And but I do want to stay kind of true to this
What do you mean?
with using just pro acrylic on this guy
Oh,
with the colors I have.
eh. Use what you feel right. Because what you'll find after a while is that some paint lines will do some things really well and be poor at other things. And then you'll find some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
As far as like coverage, I think pro acrylics do a phenomenal job of it.
yes, they do. So does AK. But
Yes.
like my favorite metallics so far, outside of Vallejo metal color line, that's kind of rose goldy, yeah. That looks more copper, maybe some more pink. Is Turbo Dork metallics, which is what I'm playing with right now.
Now, I was hearing, I was seeing that you should never rinse metallic colors in your
Yeah.
paint bucket with the same ones as like the regular acrylics. Is that true?
Eh,
Kind of
depends on how
subjective.
much of a, it's subjective. Because some people, they say that because then if you go back to solids, you won't get flake into your solid colors and blah blah blah. I've never experienced that, so I roll with it.
No, I might dry brush that guy.
I think it also depends on how much water you have too.
Right. Let me get.
If you have an enormous thing of water, like I have like a cup that I fill up, and I've never once run into that issue. But I'm not saying that it's impossible. And I suppose if you're doing a lot of metallic and then you're going to a single opaque color, then sure. But I don't know. I always generally leave my metallics till the end anyway. Because to me, doing true metallic metal is kind of like one of the end stages. But yeah, a lot of people are like that. Some people will even do a two rinse cups, regardless of what they're doing. So one is like the dirty water rinse, and one is a clean water rinse. And I don't know. Some of it I think is a little just weird.
Well, we all have our little routines and stuff, so you know.
Oh sure, I'm not going to disparage. I'm just saying it's like not for me. But that could change. I always used to make fun of people and tease friends that, you know, were brush lickers. And I've always teased them and made fun of them, and now I'm over here doing it.
Yeah, and you
So,
know it's funny. After it was brought up, and I find myself doing it. I haven't done it tonight because I'm wearing a giant beard, so I can't reach it. I have a straw for my drink, for God's sakes. So
I like that that's the reason.
that is the reason. That's the sole reason. Oh, okay. I need another.
Would be licking my brush, but I got this big fake beard.
I cannot reach it. I can barely open my mouth like with this thing. I heard you like beards, so we put a beard on your beard. This is true because I do have a beard. A pretty fantastical beard, if you ask me. Huzzah!
I need a beard for my beard.
Yes. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a kind of
That's rose gold ish, right?
Over it a little
The
bit with
hand?
some other hues.
I don't know how
I'm gonna hit
well
a
you can see
couple.
that, but
Couple different kind of hues of green on his skin, make it kind of scaly. And then I don't know what to do his claws, like a brown or a black or.
goat. I mean, you do you. I generally do either like a real dark brown, like almost like a chocolate brown, or I do black.
I don't think I'm gonna do black, but I like the
Can I
brown
close the
because
page
it
with the
kind of
brown?
goes like this dark umber. I think would be a nice one for his toesy woesies.
His toesy woes.
Because I got mahogany. Just throwing it out there. I mean, Pro Acrylic sells a wonderful like starter kit. Like you get I think it's 27 bottles. And you
Which
get
is like a third of their line.
yeah, it's a very large array of their line. I believe they have 64 in total right now,
69, I think.
somewhere in there, and they
I remember looking at it and being like, nice.
nice.
Because I'm 12.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, they do have a wide range, and they do offer a lot in their starter one. And if you're interested, we did partner up with Monument Hobbies, who makes Pro Acrylic. So if you use promo code GuardiansMH in checkout, you will get 5% off your total order. And we're going to go through and we're going to find a couple things to kind of promote a little bit more with for them. A couple products and stuff like that. We have a couple of their brushes coming in and stuff like that, so we're going to be kind of testing those out. And
Which brushes did you order?
the Sable, not the synthetic, not the Pro ones.
Not the pro ones?
No, just the standard Sable. I think it was the zero. It was a set of 5. So I think it was 00, 0, 1, 2, and 4.
Gotcha.
So I want to see how they do. I think I'm gonna mix this with a little bit of the black, kind of darken it up a little more. Yeah, that way it's not too close to the ground color. I mean, he's only got 3 feet, so it's not exactly, overdoing it.
Does he only have 3 feet?
He's only got 3. He is a tripod.
Tripod.
But
Tripod
the difficult
boy.
part is there is no easy way to get to these toes from under, except for underneath his belly.
Never be afraid to break a mini.
I am afraid to break a mini.
Don't be. Just do it.
Well, I guess it's
I'll say
less of afraid to break in a mini and more afraid of like painting over. You know what I mean?
I just mean like a lot of WizKid stuff. They come pre-glued, so like
Yeah.
that whole bottom base you can probably just snap right off.
Oh, fair.
That like weird ground texture thing. That
Yeah.
you can probably just break that right off. Is more what I'm getting at.
And what I didn't realize is Monument Hobbies actually has their own miniatures that they sell.
Yeah, they just started. They just started doing that, and I'm
How is it going?
I'm intrigued.
It's
especially with
going
the,
well.
the texture.
Hey. But
Their texture trainers seem
Yeah.
cool.
this is
I haven't.
so I'm here to help.
Oh,
Maybe I'll do that with.
I'm here to help.
my daughter Sadie is here to help.
Yeah.
I'm here to
So
help.
make room for another person. You
Make
know-
room.
Yeah, please.
No, it's bedtime for you.
My mom said it's almost.
Your mom. Is that my mom too?
No.
That's a whole different therapy session, my man.
It would be. Should I braid my beard?
Braid
If you
it?
want to.
Yeah, not my actual real beard, but this one.
Oh.
Put like some Viking braids in it.
If you're gonna do, I say
Wizard's
braid
still
the actual
Viking,
one.
and there's already braids.
It's
in
not
it.
long enough for that. Let's see. I need a pink. Oh,
Oh, it's not-
huh?
There's nothing over here. It's probably something over here.
For what?
That. Don't.
Oh, yeah, it was my foot is on top of a filing box. All right, let's get a little bit of pink. And then maybe I'll do like a darker green under his tentacles and kind of blend it in with the other one.
Okay, back.
You're back?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I have an idea for the teeth. Like,
Okay, what's your idea for the teeth?
so that's a little bit creepy, slightly creepy. Because, you know, this attacks people.
It does attack people.
You should make it look like it attacked someone already.
Oh, like all bloody and everything?
Yeah, but not on itself. Only the teeth.
Only the teeth. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good suggestion right there.
Yeah. So, like, some people, when they see it, they'll be like, is gums bleeding? Or, you know, them being confused.
I like that idea.
Yeah. But, when all your streams are done, we should place this web outside.
Should do what?
Place this web outside. When
Put the
it's-
webs outside? I don't know. I don't think the spiders have enough web.
Oh, not the spiders. For, like, the spiders. For a creepy look outside. Because Mom doesn't really decorate. Hold on, let me see this.
Oh, yeah, I was showing everybody the wyverns.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
They are cool. I'm
And they're going
looking.
to be available at PAX.
Yep, they will be available at PAX Unplugged. It'll be
Is that when they
the.
make their debut?
It is. It is.
Nice.
Should
We will be assembling We have 90% of the materials now to put them together. We are waiting on, I believe, just a couple last minute things for like for printed stuff to really kind of bring the resources for the tabletop side a little bit more broadly, to not just encompass not only like painting miniatures, but and utilizing painting miniatures for self-care and the hobby of getting started and stuff, but also the like RPG, like D&D and stuff like that as well too.
Nice.
So we're gonna try and encompass a very wide range, if possible.
Dad,
That way we can kind of have something for everybody.
can my friend Keegan have one of these? Only one.
One of those?
Only one of them.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls.
He's been eyeballing these.
Yeah, last I knew, you took 2.
Does she even know that movie?
Because it
No,
wanted
she
me to
doesn't.
have a friend.
She just knows from the references from when I say it.
And I want Keegan to choose the color.
Oh, do ya?
Yeah. Because I don't know his favorite color or colors. And what
You can buy
eyes
those,
you should have.
You can buy the PF flyers now.
But I know
Oh,
some that he might like. Probably the emerald green one. But still. Well, Keegan's gonna be here on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And Wednesday and Thursday.
Uh-huh.
But luckily tomorrow's the weekend. So we're gonna have a nice weekend.
Yep.
The best weekend. Because it's almost Halloween.
That's right.
And we need to get set up outside. Especially Mom needs to.
You keep putting a lot on Mom.
She
She
familiar with the
doesn't do
phrase
that much
thrown under
stuff for
bus?
Halloween outside, that's why.
Mage keeps saying you keep throwing Mom under the bus.
What do you mean under the bus?
Saying that Mom's not doing any of the decorations outside. But we have decorations in the house, right?
Yeah, but like outside the house would get like more trick-or-treaters here.
Oh, we want to advertise like Beetlejuice, huh?
No, not Beetlejuice. Just some decorations, spooky decorations. Because like some like people with decorations get a lot of trick-or-treaters. And I want a lot of trick-or-treaters here.
Why do you want so many trick-or-treaters here? Are you
So-
buying the candy?
No,
Oh, who's buying the candy?
the trick-or-treaters.
The trick-or-treaters are buying the candy?
Not buying. Getting the
I've never
candy.
done Halloween, but I'm pretty
Because,
sure that's
like,
not how that works.
You get free candy.
So, the way it works is, honey, we have to buy the candy.
Yeah. Then you give them to people, and last Halloween we didn't get that much trick or treaters.
Well, no, because we went trick-or-treating, honey.
This Halloween we're going to trick or treat at 10 houses. Then we're gonna head back. Then we could get like more trick or treaters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, or probably like more than 10, but like not a lot.
Okay.
But see ya tomorrow.
Okay.
You're just like, uh-huh, and then?
She's spending my money, chat.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to spend it. We got to get all the trick-or-treaters here. She has a lot of fun for Halloween because she loves to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's seen the shows and people's reactions and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, what are you? Oh, that's a great costume. She does that as an 8-year-old. She'll open the door to other 8-year-olds or, older teenagers and like, oh, that's a good costume. What are you supposed to be? And it's like, oh, brother, what did we do?
She's 8 going on 80.
Yeah. So it's like, it is very cute. Very,
I mean,
very cute.
there could be worse things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like your wife needs to get on it though.
Well, we have a like a projector that does like a spider going across.
Sure.
It's not all too visible though, like because we have street lights and stuff around, so it's really hard to see unless you're like really close. And
Gotcha.
some of the other lights that we have, we actually put inside. My wife put it around like the fireplace and stuff. Just
Gotcha.
because she likes to decorate, if not everybody's going to see it, she wants to be able to at least see it. So she puts
Right.
it in the house so she can, turn it on every night, kind of like Christmas lights. Halloween's
Right.
turning into the second Christmas.
At your house or just in general?
In general and at our house, because we have more decorations for like Halloween and Christmas than any other holidays combined.
I mean, other holidays, in fairness, don't really have much decoration.
Well, you got Easter,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I grew up not doing Halloween.
No?
Nope. Because it's Satan's birthday, apparently. At least that's what I was told when I was a kid.
Well, it's not. I would go along the lines of this is a marketing ploy, like
yeah.
Valentine's Day. Like, actually, to tell you the
Well,
truth,
anymore,
the
yeah.
image of Santa Claus we have these days was actually originated from Coca-Cola advertisers.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I actually knew that one.
Yep, it's actually a combination of Saint Nicholas, Klaus, and another one, all combined with a red suit and everything. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's
Jody.
like multiple. It's like multiple, like European tradition.
Yes.
things.
Yep. So it's pretty interesting when you get into it.
Yeah.
And the
Is
actually
it weird that? Go ahead.
Night Before Christmas was actually written by another advertiser for his own kids in upstate New York, not far from where I live.
Nice.
Yeah, there's another one right there that was kind of interesting.
I know It's a Wonderful Life was like a bomb of a movie until like one Christmas somebody didn't have anything to put on TV, so they put It's a Wonderful Life on, and now it's like a holiday classic. And it's like, but before no one cared it existed.
Why, thank you, Jody. I try my best to look my best. Kind of let myself go. Actually, what plays in our house for the Christmas time all the time, it's not It's a Wonderful Life, it's White Christmas. That's the one that always plays in our house.
Is that the one with not
Bing
Sinatra, but
Crosby
Bing
and-
Crosby at the hotel?
Yeah, the hotel in like Vermont or New Hampshire or whatever, or wherever it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Where they sing "Baby, It's Cold Outside."
Yep. Yep, that's in our repertoire of holiday movies. And then, of course, nobody escapes A Christmas Story.
See, I'm not a fan of that.
I am a big fan of narrative movies.
Fair.
I love listening to the narrator throughout the movie. Like, help, like, convey emotion and, you know, what's going through the character's mind or what kind of transpired from it or the reaction. Like, I like that.
Right.
Like, I love narrative type movies. It's almost very, like, noir, like, feeling to me. Like, what were the movies? They were black and white. Sin City. Sin City was a very narrative, done movie.
Drop my paper
Oh my gosh.
palette.
2 laughs around the house now.
Eh.
Eh.
I said before I'm lazy. This is why I have a vortex mixer.
I have a vortex. I told you I'm lazy. That's why I have a mixer.
Yeah.
No, you're actually very hyper focused too. Like when you're on the show floor and you're painting, like there's no interrupting you. Like you're painting. Like I don't know how you can drown out such a crowd, like unplugged or anything like that while painting.
Oh, no, I just do.
And just focus down on it. Like I remember first time I met you, I stood in front of you for like a solid 4 or 5 minutes before you even realized I was there.
Yeah, that tracks.
You're like, oh hey.
I just thought. Yeah. I don't know. I grew up playing hockey, so maybe that's why. Like I was just learned to focus. Drown. Like focus out the crowd and the people yelling at me that I'm not doing well.
Well, I played football. I played lacrosse all through high school, middle school, and college. But I was a climbing instructor for trade climbing through Cornell University. And yeah, I am a rock climber. I was an instructor and everything. I specialized in self-rescue instruction.
Nice.
And I would bring people out climbing to New Paltz in the Gunks. One of the very few climbing areas or accesses in New York State. And we would go climbing out there. New Paltz. It's called the Gunks.
Why?
Why? We have the Adirondacks.
Why is it one of the only places you can climb?
Because New York State has a lot of shale. It is very unsafe to climb.
Gotcha. Yeah, because shale's like one of the
very
most
brittle
stone, isn't it?
Now, you can climb it. I don't recommend it, and not very many people will, but you can. But it is strongly recommended that you top rope and you belay from above instead of below. Because if something breaks off, you don't want it to come crashing down on the person who's belaying you. So you have to be very cautious with it and go slow. Make sure you have it mapped out, and if stuff goes awry, what you're going to do. But we would go to New Paltz, and New Paltz in the Gunks is one of the very few places that has a conglomerate. It's a quartz conglomerate, which is a very hard stone, and it is ideal for climbing. Gotcha. So that's why we go to New Paltz. So it's safer, a lot safer. So, but we would go out there, and I show people how to climb. I am going to take this hat off and everything, and get this beard off, because I'm very uncomfortable. Give me a second.
I can't imagine why. can't imagine why you'd be uncomfortable. Gandalf always seemed pretty well out. I'm trying a thing. I don't know if I like it. Basically, I'm edge highlighting metallic paint with opaque paint. I don't know if I like it. No, I don't think I like it. But that's okay. And just go right back over it. Put more paint now.
Oh,
Bad.
I am back.
Welcome back, quitter.
Shut up. I don't see your wizard costume. But
I've
I am
never
rocking
dressed
my
up
new
for Halloween.
I'm rocking my new hoodie though. I got a Hobby Nerd hoodie,
Did
which
it give
is
you one?
no, I got this one. I got this before all of that.
Gotcha.
But now there's a discount. Actually, what I really want is a hat. I love hats. So hats are my thing. So
They have them.
no, they don't.
They don't?
No.
Are you sure?
They don't have any on the site.
I could have sworn I've seen monument hats.
I'll ask Jordan.
I could be wrong. Maybe he just wears a black, because Jordan's like always wearing a hat. Maybe it's just a solid black hat.
That is very possible.
Maybe it's just solid black and I just kind of assume it's monument because everything else they have is black. You know?
It's possible.
Everything is possible if you put your mind to it.
That is very true. I don't know how I'm going to get this color in between those teeth, but I'm going to
You know
muddle
what
up.
the beauty bit is?
What?
If you get it on like on the gums of the mouth or whatever, you can always paint it back over it.
True, but it won't be as like dark, you know what I mean?
Perhaps not. But I just mean like don't be afraid to do the thing.
Don't be afraid to do the thing.
Well, because like I just tried a thing while you were de-Gandalfing, and that sounded a lot dirtier than I meant it to be.
It's okay.
And I didn't like it, so now I'm painting over it.
I like the way this, because I just did a mix between the red and a little bit of black to kind of muddle up the red a little bit to make it more like darker. I like how that turned out more. But now I'm going to kind of go over the gums like you said, and then I'll revisit after with painting over the teeth again. But this is going to be very watered down on this. Yeah. I need like a very detailed brush for this.
Why do you say that?
Just to get in between the teeth. They're very small, like jagged teeth. To like try and get up in between. It's very tight. And I know the tentacles should be a different color on the inside where the pads are. but my brain has not wrapped around what that color is yet. Might be just a dry brush with just a little bit, like on the pad. I wanna
Like
see.
of the foot.
Yeah.
I would make it be probably complementary to claws. Like in that same family, you know what I mean? Because like if you think about it, like your dog's claws are kind of the same coloring as the pads a lot of times. Or complete opposite.
Like the dark brown. Oh, it's that black. Oh. I do have like a couple different color pro acrylic blacks and charcoals and stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I have, let's see. I don't have a lot of their stuff. Mostly because I've just been like slowly picking it up at conventions. But what I do have is I have their flesh wash, brown wash, black wash.
I heard their black wash was killer. Like it was
I've been
very
trying not to
good.
use wash anymore.
Really?
Yes. And then I have titanium white, coal black, bold, pie roll red, orange, tan flesh, transparent red, transparent green, orange, yellow, green, and orange, yellow, green fluorescence. That's all I have for them.
How are the fluorescents?
I don't think I've tried them yet.
I haven't tried them either. We should get like some model and try them at the same time.
I'm gonna be. So the new campaign I'm in, I am playing. And you know what? I'm gonna use their. I'll use their tan flesh. Let's try it. I'm playing a new D&D campaign, and I'm playing a Warforged sorcerer, and I haven't quite figured out. I know his main color scheme is going to be like black and gold, like black with gold trim, because he comes from the Mechanicus plane, right? But I haven't figured out like what his the model I did. He's got like he's holding like magic in his hands. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't quite figured out what color that magic is going to be. I've been thinking like fluorescent, like pink, but I'm not sold on that, and I'm also not 100% sure. I've also been thinking green, but I'm trying to think of like what would be complementary to the gold, right? Which is like a purple or green or blue, depending on what harmony you're going with.
Mm-hmm. What is this? That's dark stone. It's
So I haven't quite decided yet. So we can do fluorescence for that, because I love doing fluorescence on magic.
I could see it really shining for like light sources and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like fluorescence, I feel would like stand out from the rest. It would make it pop.
Yes. They're also, I like using them for OSL as well.
OSL?
Object source lighting.
Oh.
So, like, if you have a character that's holding like a lamp, right?
Mm-hmm.
that lamp is going to shine onto the figure itself, so you paint that glow on the figure. And fluorescence, I like doing it with fluorescence just because they're pretty transparent, but they're bright, so you can kind of easily, like, I don't know, I find it easy to get that look. Yeah, Pro Acryl stuff, man, like, it like boggles my mind that I'm able to one coat tan over black.
Really?
Yeah.
I
A lot of
mean,
brands you can't.
yeah.
I mean, I know how to do it. A lot of brands just don't do it the same way.
I'm gonna try and do just a light fade over the teeth.
Yeah, I just one coated like her face. You know what I mean? And it was black primer. Ooh. Use me. Yeah.
I guess I guess you're right. A lot of paints really don't do that because black is such a dark color to try and go over.
Yep. Yeah, a good way to get around that is doing what's called undercoating. So, like, if you want to get to a tan, you do like a darker version of it first to get the black covered, and then you go lighter, similar to layering, but for like a base coat. So what color is your skin? Your skin is... Okay.
I don't think it was that color. I'm trying to think of which colors I used for, like, I think it was like an ice yellow to kind of for like teeth, like stains, like claws and stuff.
Ice yellow's pretty white.
Yeah, well, I'm using like a bright ivory, and then I mixed it with like a little bit of a golden brown, and
Gotcha.
now like that is like another kind of like highlight, like kind of stain. And I'm kind of, there's another color I freaking had that was it Necro Flash? No, it was something. I can't think of what it was or where it is now, because I honestly think I'm missing some paints, because I built a paint rack like you have with the PVC pipe.
Mm-hmm.
I actually built like 3 of them. Just because I had so much pipe, I actually made one and mailed it to my brother. Oh, it went a long way. You'd be surprised how much you can get, 2-inch, pieces out of a 10-foot length for $8. So I made a bunch, and
It's 60.
and I bought 2 different sizes.
It's 60 pieces. If you're doing exactly 2 inches.
Yeah, because the smaller bottles, a 1-inch pipe will fit it.
Yeah.
1 1/4 is for everything else, essentially. So what I did was I did a framed one. I built one in a frame. My daughter knocked it over. She was in my office. She was actually playing with one of the baby wyverns on the light, and the light leaned forward, and it knocked over the paint rack, and paint went fucking everywhere. And I dropped the F-bomb only because, I mean, you're talking like 60 paints. It's not a lot of paints to some people. To me, that's a lot of paints. And it went everywhere. They didn't open and spill. They just dumped, like, they went everywhere. So I think I have paints underneath my desk, under the mini fridge, under my printer. And I haven't found all of them yet. So, yeah.
Right, they just rolled into places that hasn't.
been discovered yet. So I think I'm missing a couple of those colors from that.
Gotcha.
This is a bone right here. This should look pretty good too. But that's an air, so I don't know how well that'll do. Do it live.
Isn't that the whole point of the streaming?
Exactly. But it's also a saying too.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Do it live.
That's right.
That guy was so mad.
Yes, he was. A lot of people are though, like the news and all that stuff, and I can't remember what he was complaining about, but it's tensions are running very high. Even like that was years and years ago, but even the fact that it lives on. Tell you the truth, the whole thing made me remind me of Ron Burgundy. Like.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All he was missing was a scotch in his hand, and he would have been Ron Burgundy in that moment. In my eyes.
I made a Ron Burgundy reference at work, and the girl I was talking to didn't get it.
Ah,
And I'm like, "Haven't you seen Anchorman?" And she's like, "What's Anchorman?" I'm like, "What?"
I'm not going
And then
to be
she
the
looked
one
it
to
up, and
expose
she's
you
like,
to that.
"You know that movie? I was 3 when that movie came out," and I'm like, "Ugh."
Oh my god. Way to make everyone in the room feel old, and by everyone I
okay,
mean me.
I'm like, I gotta go. I'm like, I gotta go. I need to go be in the fetal position, cry. So
Yeah.
I'll be back later.
Why? What's wrong? Because that you came out when you were 3, and I was in high school. Like when that came out.
Yeah, it came out in 2004, I think it was.
Okay, I was in college.
I was just finishing high school.
Yep,
I'm just like-
I was done with my associates then.
But still, I'm like, can we not? Just can we not?
Please. Please.
I'm like, can we not make me feel ancient for like 3 seconds?
It's not too much to ask.
And then what's funny too is like, she's like, oh, like talking about how like life is beating her down or whatnot, and I'm like, and it very well probably is, 'cause
Life is
things are
not
happening.
easy. I mean,
but I'm just like, oh, sweet summer child, like, I got like a decade on you, and it's not gonna get better.
hey, you never know. Never know.
It's just funny. I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go be old now and do it.
Tell you the truth, the second, Ron Burgundy Anchorman movie did not hit like the first one did.
No.
It's very hard to, like, here, let's play a game. Name a sequel that was better than the original. I mean,
Better than the original.
better than the original.
Are we saying equivalent to as well? Like equal or better?
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the Future 3.
Really? Oh, Jody, I feel old now. Wait, I am old. We're in the same boat, Jody. Don't even go there.
Back to the Future 3.
Really? You think that was as good as the original?
Yeah.
But that was part 3. I'm talking about just a direct sequel, like the second one.
Oh, you're talking about just number 2s.
Yep, just number 2s, because not a lot of movies made it to number 3.
Mighty Ducks 2. That's. I think Mighty Ducks 2 is the best out of the entire trilogy.
Okay. I'll go with that. I actually thought John Wick 2 was better than the original. And
I disagree.
I
But
liked
that's okay.
Hellboy 2 more than the first one. just because I like the expanded mythos versus just Rasputin and a couple monsters. How it expanded to like the creatures
Gotcha.
of like the Fae and everything. I thought that was clutch. I thought that was really cool to see. The elves and all that, and then you got to see death. Lazy Panda. I am sold. When I was born, Burger King was still Burger Prince. Good one, man.
Technically, it's never been Burger Prince. Traditionally.
But it was so long ago. It was.
When did Burger King start? It actually started in Miami in the late 60s, I think it was.
If you know that off the top of your head, we got to go to a trivia night in Philly.
Let's see. Oh, I've been kicked out of the trivia night because we won too much.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I was to the point where for about 2 years straight, when I was out of college and living by myself and just working, all I had time for was just trivia night. And
I was close.
What was
Go ahead,
it?
sorry. No, finish your story and then I'll tell you how
No, it was,
slightly wrong I was.
I went to 3 different trivia nights. So it was Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. And I traveled between 3 different bars. Well, 2 bars and a restaurant. But it was a restaurant bar. And I won probably 2 to 3 times a month at every single one of them. And it was just me. Where you would have teams, it was just me. But here's the kicker. As soon as it made it to sports questions, I didn't know anything. I can't do sports. I'm not a sports guy.
Depending on the sport topic, that's where I'll shine.
Yeah, nah. So we would mop up like if it's movies and stuff like that, yeah, I'll go to town. But I cannot do sports. So when was the culmination of Burger Prince?
So it wasn't Miami, it was Jacksonville, Florida. It was still Florida. I was right state, wrong end. And it was 1953.
Ooh.
So I was a decade off and about a 5-hour car ride off.
Wow, that's 1953. So does that predate McDonald's?
No.
McDonald's was in the 40s?
McDonald's. I think McDonald's was, I want to say like 30s. Hold on.
Has anybody seen the movie The Founder? Help us out.
No, I watch a lot of History Channel, man.
I used to. Not so much anymore. Because everything's got little kid programs on TV now at my house.
When did I say McDonald's was started?
Like 30s? You were kind of
1940.
ballparking? I mean, you're pretty close.
1940. Oh, wait.
Oh, you know what's funny? I can,
McDonald's family moved to Manchester, New Hampshire from they moved to California in the 30s. And they had the first food stand that their dad had in 1937. And it was a food stand on part of Route 66.
That I knew.
And then McDonald's opened their first actual McDonald's Brothers restaurant on May 15th in 1940. Yeah, no, History had a has a series called. They have a whole series of like made in a like blank made America,
Yeah, I know
you
the
know,
I
like,
know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
and they had a whole like food one, food line of it. So there was like an episode on Burger King, episode on Domino's, episode on Pizza Hut, Nathan's Hot Dogs, uh, Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread.
You know, like what was it? Was it Domino's? One of the pizza places, I think it was Pizza Hut. One of them was started in like the middle of the country by like two dudes that weren't even remotely Italian.
Well, that's not unheard of.
No, I just would never have guessed like started in like Kansas by these two like dude just rando dudes. You know what I mean? Like you would have think it'd be like
Like Chef Boyardee up in Chicago.
no, I just thought it would be more I
Traditional?
don't know, I guess it would just always I guess I always thought it would just be like Italian people in like a higher in a place that had a high Italian population from immigration population.
The pizza would be more of a Sicilian style.
And
Well, it's not.
I mean, that's fair.
I will say, Pizza Hut pizza from the 90s is nothing like today. I miss
Pizza Hut
that
from the
pizza.
90s. Remember the clock in the back of the Pizza Huts in the 90s that always said it's pizza time? The
Yep.
hands just like
Remember reading
We're-
books in school and then bringing like tokens or whatever to the Pizza Hut and getting a free personal pan? Jody might
Yeah.
remember that one too.
that was the Book It program.
That's right. Yep. Yep. You
Your
read 10
teacher-
books,
your-
you got a free personal pan pizza.
Yep. You also got something for good grades on your report card too.
That one I don't know.
At least I think that was Pizza Hut. That might have been somebody. No, that was Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese, if you got good grades, gave you a bunch of tokens. Chuck E. Cheese, where
I
everything
never
is
got the
sticky and the pizza
tokens.
tastes like cardboard.
Actually, my daughter, my youngest, she wanted her birthday party this year at Chuck E. Cheese, so we had a birthday party there for her, and it was not bad. They actually renovated the entire thing, so it was very clean, and the pizza, I mean, it's still, Chuck E. Cheese pizza, but still, it wasn't terrible. The kids all liked it, so, I mean, that's a win. That's a win in my book. Get the
Right?
kids to eat. That's half the battle there. Getting them to leave without having to fight them out of Chuck E. Cheese is another one.
I like arcades. I
Yeah.
like pinball. That's the one thing I never have yet to do at Gen Con. Is they have a pinball
Pinball?
tournament.
Yeah.
Gen Con has a pinball tournament, and I like so badly want to do the pinball tournament.
So do it
What is
next
this?
time.
Well, that requires me going there, not working a booth.
Well, yes and no. You can work a booth and then do the competition. Like, hey, you ever been thrown out of a Chuck E. Cheese? No, but I've been thrown out of an arcade before. I think I was like 11 or 12, and a skee ball machine ate my coins, my tokens, and I reached up to get the ball, and the guy grabbed me and was like, "You're out of here," and kicked me out. Now, the funniest part was my brother and my father were in the arcade, and my father still had tokens, and let me stand outside the door watching him and my brother for another hour and a half, 2 hours, till they were out of tokens. And my father took his time. So, I also got stung by a bee while standing out there too. So he did not hear the end of it from my mother.
I mean, I kind of don't blame him.
Well, then the machine shouldn't have stole my coins.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fair.
I wasn't in the wrong, and I tried to argue it to the guy, and he was like, "Nope, you had your hand up in the machine. That's it."
I mean,
Well,
that's
your
also
machine.
valid.
So, I'd like to go back as an adult and have that conversation with that guy again.
I'm willing to bet that guy doesn't work there anymore. And if
Yeah,
he
no,
does,
no, the arcade closed
I would-
like 30 years ago.
If that guy still worked there, I would feel so bad. I wouldn't even argue.
Just
with the
be
guy. I would
actually,
look-
it's a Korean restaurant now. So, if he's still there, he's been in the corner, like just like in a coma, like Rip Van Winkle.
be like, buddy, do you need anything?
What year is it?
Well, the arcade closed a long time ago.
The arcade closed in 1999. What year is this? 2024. Oh my god. Yeah, yep. You've been out.
It's like people are like, never mind. Yeah. I would just, well, I wanted to say something, but like, I don't want to upset anybody, so I'm gonna refrain.
There you go. Self-control.
But yeah, I would feel so bad for that dude.
Well,
You know,
I mean,
speaking of arcades and closing and stuff, did you ever wonder how in Tron that building never got torn down or turned into like a gas station or something?
because the family owned it. It was his office, the father's office, Jeff Bridges' office still.
Did they still own it?
Yeah. Yeah, because he said in the second one, he went to, he was going to his father's office, and his father's office was the arcade upstairs. So the family still owned the office, or the arcade, and that's when he went into it. Actually, the next Tron movie comes out, and I'm kind of hyped for it, to be honest, because I saw some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and what's the guy who played the Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix?
No. The other.
Jared Leto?
Yeah, Leto. He's in it, but he's playing a very kind of darkish kind of
Caesar
character.
Romero?
I don't know. Is that a character from Tron?
No, Caesar Romero is the actor that played the Joker when Adam West was Batman.
Oh, you went way old school. I knew that name. It's like, is that a reference to?
He was known for his mustache, and when he played the Joker, he still didn't shave, so they just did makeup right over the mustache.
Yeah, that was very obvious on that one. But he had the most iconic laugh.
See, I think if you're gonna say what's the most Joker iconic laugh, I gotta go with Mark Hamill.
Yeah, well, yeah, Mark Hamill did a tremendous one, but Troy Baker did a very good one too.
I don't know if I've seen Troy Baker.
He was in the third Batman Begins, the prequel for the Arkham Asylum games, where it's like the first year is Batman. Troy Baker played the Joker in that one. It was after Mark Hamill stepped away from it.
Gotcha. I
He did
haven't
a
played any
very
of the
good job.
Batman games.
Oh, you'd love them. Very immersive.
Me and video games a lot of times don't get along.
I love video games.
I very much dislike that that's a thing, but it kind of is also a thing. I get confused. And I think I figured out what it is. Like, I just think I can't read very well. It's like I was playing Baldur's Gate with a friend, and there was like one of those bits where it was like, oh, um, here's a some so and so's journal. I forget the person's name. And I'm reading it. And I'm like, okay, so now what? And my friend's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. She's like, it literally says on the screen right now, this is what you have to do. I'm like, where? She's like, in the journal pages. And keep in mind, I was reading it out loud, word for word. And I still completely missed the instruction. I don't know why, I don't know how, but yeah, we just.
Wow, Lazy, you've never been thrown out of anywhere? Wow. Next time you and me are together, I'll tell you a Denny's story.
Are we talking about thrown out of like a restaurant, or like are we saying like a or like a sport game? Because I've been tossed from a few hockey games.
I think just in general.
Yeah, I've been tossed from some hockey games.
You're just one of those diehard fans, aren't you?
Oh no, I'm talking about when I was playing.
Oh, does that count? I think that, well, if we're talking sport, like matches and stuff, yeah, I've been thrown out of lacrosse games.
I mean, it's just like sometimes.
Actually, my last, this is very awful, but I was a walk-on for the last college that I went to that I graduated from. I transferred up from another school where I was a starter on the lacrosse team there, and it was the local university, and then I went to a state university after, and as a walk-on, I was going to be a first-year captain, team captain. I was very good. I for the very beginning of my lacrosse career, I was a long pole, and just to keep playing and stay active, I played 3 out of 4 seasons of the year. I played lacrosse. So, summer I had summer league. Winter I would play. In the fall I'd play football. In the winter I would play lacrosse. For indoor, and then spring I played lacrosse. For the regular season. For indoor, there were no long poles. Everybody was short, essentially, because it was just half field and this and that. So I got,
Right.
because of the 6-foot long poles, I was very good with a short pole, and I had a very nasty Indian shot. I could skim that ball if you let me wind up twice, like just 1, 2, that third whip. I could get it to skim about 4 inches off the ground and then just curl right up and hit the top right corner or the top left corner and put it right in that pocket every single time. And it was nasty. And so when I got to college, I never had the lungs for running midi, which ran the whole length of the field, 120 yards. Like, I did not have the lungs to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I was attack. So, and I would periodically sub in as a long pole on defense. I was very good at defense too. But as attack, I was exceptionally well. And yeah, I got into a tiff with another fellow player in college, and he was talking a bunch of stuff while walking back, kind of saying this and that and all. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but long story short, that was the end of my college lacrosse because they couldn't have that sort of thing on the team. And even though I was the victim, I was the one that retaliated, and I put him in his place in front of the entire team. And it wasn't too dramatic or anything like that. It was just stop.
And this is your
Stop
teammate?
talking. Yes, and he was a second year, and I was a first year, and I was up for first year team captain, and he wanted team captain, and he kind of ran, very openly ran his mouth and everything, and I didn't take it, so I kind of put him down a little bit, knocked him down a peg, but he complained, and then they had to do something, and it was like, well, your first year, it's his second, you're the,
See, I hate dudes like that.
so they put me on to a kind of like sideline suspension for a little bit. And they're like, well, you can come back, but you're going to be restricted to this as second string and da da da, and essentially saying, until he's gone, you guys obviously don't get along, and which is kind of false because that next semester we hung out all the time. Like, for the rest of college, like, we were always around each other. And we got along after that. But it was just that instant. But I went and played indoor. And I played in a different league. And it was fine. But, yeah, I lived in the lacrosse house, dude. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Liked college very much.
I played hockey through college, but
What position did you play?
I preferred left wing, but I played either left or right. Didn't matter to me. But I actually preferred left, even though I'm a right shot, because I liked being on my offhand. So if like a rebound came off the tendy, I could fire it back faster than having to wait for it to come across my body to then wind up and shoot. So like if I was on the right side, the puck would have to come past my body for me to shoot it past my body again. So I very much preferred being on the offside. So like a rebound would end up being like a one-timer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you still play hockey?
I do not.
No? No pickup games or anything like that?
I am medically retired.
See, I was medically retired from football. 4 concussions. But the doctors cleared me I could play lacrosse. Yeah, go figure. Dude, they didn't know the game. They did not know the game.
I mean, I could go play hockey. It's just I've gotten a bunch of concussions.
Yep.
And I just am prioritizing my mental health more than the want to play hockey.
Right.
I miss it dearly. It's why I bought season tickets to the local AHL team, because I'm just like, I need to be around hockey. So I'm like watching these dudes in the AHL duke it out, trying to make it to the show. And I'm just, it's good enough for me.
I still play lacrosse every blue moon. There'll be there's a pickup game at the parks, like the state parks here. I'm on like the message board, and they just have like Sunday pickup games with people that used to play lacrosse or are in between seasons, and it's just friendly pickup games. And
right.
Every so often I'll as much I go and do that as much as I play golf a year, which is like 2-3 times. But
yeah,
it's still a lot of fun just to get out. Stretch your legs, remind yourself you're not 20 years old anymore.
I just don't want to risk it,
Oh yeah, that's why I don't do football. Those 4 concussions. Actually, I got one in lacrosse. Yeah, those concussions, it kind of ruined me for a lot of things, but it led to a grand mal seizure at one of them. And it just, no. I wouldn't risk it. It's not worth it. It's a fun game and this and that. If you could find a friendly, low contact or something, which would be next to impossible to find that.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, even pickup games, it's just hockey can be so fast that things just happen, and doesn't
Blink
even
of
need
an
to
eye.
be malicious.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been knocked out from a malicious dude, but the rest of them were like accidentally got shoved and lost my balance and slid it head first into the boards, or
Happens. Yeah.
Stuff that's out of my control.
Yeah. No. Oh, I think I'm gonna call this little guy. He ain't
Okay,
the greatest,
I'm about
but
done with her. I think
came
I'm
out
just
all right.
I'm just on the struggle bus with the eyes.
Dude, the blends, man. My God. Is that just the light from the light source, or is that actual like highlighting on that dude?
Both.
Oh. Damn, dude. That's something I gotta work on. I am not good at highlights. Mine all look pretty flat. The best highlight I've gotten is on the Space Marines I've done so far. I don't know why. Doing some of these monster figures and stuff, I find more difficult than painting Space Marines and stuff.
Because there's a lot more open space.
Yeah, that and a lot of more cracks, crevasses, and this and that, where I almost look at Space Marines as being more linear and just...
I think Space Marines are easy too, because like a lot of painting is like, recognizing like shapes, like breaking down the highlights into shapes.
Yeah.
Right, like cylinders and spheres, and like a Space Marine is like just a bunch of spheres just like slapped together.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's just easier in my mind to do that.
It's less organic, very machined.
Yep. And I can... My brain can do the shading on those a lot better. Like,
That's where
mimics.
That's where you can do like the Zenithal Prime, right? Or you can take a picture of a lamp, like in a dark room, a lamp shining right down on top, or like a flashlight or something, and then take a picture of it, because it'll show where the light is hitting on all the surfaces of the mini.
Yeah, I gotta work on that. Maybe the next one, we'll do like an art, if you don't mind, do like an art exercise of just that. Like,
yeah, it's fun.
Just like focus on like that one, and we'll focus. I'll pull up like as like an art like a technique for painting miniatures. We'll focus on the Xanthanthal, and then I'll bring a few mental health things for to weave into it as well too, to like for anything, concentration, relaxation, stuff like that. I'll bring a little bit more. I'll be a little bit more prepared. Today was very, very hectic day. My day started at 3:30 in the morning, so it was. I actually missed out on the panel that we had today. Thank God Dr. Williams was able to still do it, but this was planned weeks in advance, and it was just I got hit at 3:30 in the morning, and it was like nonstop from probably 3:35 on. I didn't
How are
finish.
you still conscious?
It's just how I am. It's literally how I am. Yeah, it was just a very hectic day. So about 20 minutes prior to the panel, I had to get a hold of him and let him know that I'm not going to be able to make it. And then I had to send an email to the organizers and say, hey, unfortunately, I'm just buried. I can't get away. It's just not in the cards for me today. and I missed it. But apparently it went very well. And Dr. Williams talked with one of the professionals, mental health professionals from I Thrive Gaming. And the topic we had was how video games impact mental health and well-being. And I was really looking forward to that conversation. I love talking about that topic. Fortunately, it went very well, and unfortunately, apparently we have a third panel tomorrow that I was not aware of, because it was only supposed to be one. And then Tuesday we jumped on and did a fireside just conversation for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had the actual panel today, and now we have another panel tomorrow, and it's like that's at 2:40, and that's I don't know how to. I don't think I can make that one because I did not have that in my schedule. But we'll see. But
have you thought about doing like panels at like conventions?
I tend to not do those. I tend to kind of stray away from them. I don't have an issue with public speaking. It's just I always view it as there are people better than me to talk about this.
Fair enough.
So I kind of separate myself. Plus, I prefer to be in the booth talking to people one-on-one or in a group and talking about what we do, our programs, this and that, and like managing that space. Then I feel like I'm abandoning our team when I go and do a panel. Like, I feel very guilty that I'm like, are you okay? You're going to be okay? You're going to be okay? All right, I'll be back in an hour.
You're leaving to go
Yes.
introduce the idea of, something like this to a whole new group of people that might not realize it.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, there's a tremendous benefit to doing it, but I always feel guilty that I'm leaving somebody, like I'm putting work on other people, and I try and do as much as I can. That way others don't have to worry about it. You can focus on other things. So if
Right.
Matt or Jean-Luc or if Blake or somebody else is around, I'll have them go do the panel. And I ask them to do it. Like Matt, actually, I told him that because I'm doing a panel at Unplugged. I am on a panel, and it's for inclusion in tabletop gaming. So that'll be very interesting. I'm on that with Derek from Nomnivore, Josh from VG USA. I think it's Josh. And Chris from Board Game Academics.
Gotcha.
So we'll be talking about that. And I'm like, you guys snuck me on that panel, you buttheads, because I did not sign up for it. But Matt was like, do you want me to come down from Jersey and do the panel for you? It's like, no, I'll suck it up.
You're like, no, I'll be a big boy.
I got to come out of my freaking shell a little bit more because I do hide in the back, and I really should come out of my comfort zone a little bit more and do more panels and stuff like that, more talks. I've done 3 over the last 2 years. Everything else has been like Dr. Williams or Matt himself or somebody else from GMH doing them. But usually they end very well. I do, as good as job. Fortunately, we've had no hecklers or anything in the audience or anything. Everybody's been very welcoming and understanding, and had some great questions come up, and we all collectively answer them unless it's specifically geared, directed towards one of us.
Right.
So it goes well. So overall,
I'm
I'm
to do a panel, but I don't know what I would do for a panel.
we could do this. We can do talking about miniature painting for self-care or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good. I don't know. I find this very relaxing. Like I've been very my anxiety's been kind of high lately, and I honestly wasn't looking forward to doing this today.
Hmm.
But that being said, now that I've done the thing, I'm glad I did the thing.
Right. No, I'm
It's
glad
one
you
of
did
those
too.
like it's one of those like not to be all like boomer about it, but like suck it up and just do the thing.
Suck it
It's
up
like
and
it'll
do
make
the
you feel
thing.
better.
It does. I love
Yeah.
it for it, and it's one of those things that we should definitely get on a panel and share with others. And I know we could get a ton of, we have such a large part of the community that we can pull from to come and share those, talks too, to help spread that a little bit more. I think it would be really easy to put on one of those panels. So if you ever want to apply for one at a show, I'll do one with you for sure.
All right. I'm quite pleased with her.
I think it came out great.
I know I'm gonna send it to my like tutor and he's gonna rip it apart, but I'm quite happy. He might not, but he might. And I mean rip it apart like very gently. He's a very good painter and he's a very good teacher. I can show you. Actually, here, ready? I'll show you two miniatures. I may have to show you the miniatures next time. Unless the other one's in this case, because I purposely painted the same miniature twice. I did one by myself, and then I did one with Josh. And here it is. Here's the other version. And the difference is night and day. And it's like, and this is why it's always okay to ask questions, right? Because I've never met Josh in person. We played D&D once on a stream, and I saw he was a painter, and I was just like, hey man, can you help? So this is the one I did by myself a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is probably like 2 years ago or so. Okay? Literally within the same week, I think it was like 2 days later, with Josh, I painted this guy.
Wow, big difference.
And that's just with a little bit of tutoring help, right? And asking some questions.
Night and day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I need some tutoring.
I still don't know how I got the eyes to look like that. But I mean, but that's why I'm able to do at least kind of where I'm at now, right? I think I'm gonna go back and redo her skin entirely. But yeah. It's just I look at these two and I just laugh constantly. Because it's the same model. They're both from Eldritch Foundry. I printed them at the same time. I painted one and then the other. And there's just such a difference. I even use the same colors. It's so funny to me. But anyway,
That is awesome.
go get some rest.
I will.
I'm gonna figure out dinner or snack or something. I'm gonna take a picture of Totally Not Renata from League of Legends, and I'll send you a picture so you can post it for the people.
Very cool.
And then, let's see what Josh has to say. If you want to follow Josh, by the way, he goes by Quarter Paint Miniatures on Instagram. He's a very lovely dude. He's also in New York, not your end of New York. He's on Long Island, in Babylon.
Yeah, I know where it is.
I think he's still in Babylon. I know he just moved, but yeah, very nice dude. So yeah, he does. He did a lot of the box work for Privateer Press, which is not a thing anymore. But he's still doing box artwork for other game companies, miniature companies. So his work is just straight up impressive.
Yeah, it is very realistic.
Yeah. So, all right. I'm gonna stop rambling so you can go, not be here anymore.
I enjoy the time, man.
Thanks.
I look
You
forward
too.
to these. I really do.
Me too.
I try and hold off on painting sometimes. So it's like, nope, got painting this
No, don't do
Friday.
that.
got painting
Don't-
this Friday.
Don't do that. Just because then what you can do, right, is if you start painting something and it doesn't come out the same way or whatever, then I can either field questions for you or just paint something different. There's always more miniatures.
True. And you got to paint to get better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You can't become good without practice.
Yeah. All right.
So just paint anyway, dude.
Will do. All right, man. It was fun.
Have a lovely. Bye, everybody who's watching. Hope you had fun.
Bye, all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be into November for our next painting night, mindful painting night. Might have a couple one-offs here and there, but I believe next month we'll be joined by Justin, who is one of our advisory board members and an art therapist, and he has been getting into miniature painting. So I can't wait to get you two together on a stream, and I think it's going to be just fantastic conversation that night. We're gonna have a lot of fun next month for that one.
Man, it might turn into a therapy session.
It's possible because he is an art therapist, but it'll be a lot of
But
fun.
I would, but yeah, no, I already have questions in my head. Like, is there like wanting to know why art therapy works? Like, what is the science behind it? Because I'm
Oh, yeah.
that nerd.
Good question.
So like, I'm already got like 3 or 4 questions in my head right now.
Yep.
But
Well, save them.
otherwise,
Write them down. Don't forget them, and ask them. I'll get with Justin and see what weekend he wants to do a painting
Okay.
night. But
Okay.
everybody,
I'll be
thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you later. All right. Bye.